Hi, I'm Rainer, and welcome to my training room. Today, I've got a short video here of my latest project, and decided to make myself some train cars, or modify some train cars to make myself something that I can't really buy commercially, or I haven't been able to buy commercially. So, found these pictures online. I remember seeing these cars running on the ACR all the time, and they are these bulkhead flat cars that the ACR built. I think they built them in their own shops. Just they're flat cars, 40-foot flat cars that they put bulkheads on the end of them. And I think I got these pictures online from Chris Vanderheid's website. He's got a lot of amazing ACR history and photos and things like that. So I just printed them out as a template for me to work from. These cars were used for a lot of pulpwood hauling. You can see that in this photo. But they use them for all kinds of other things as well. And they're just nothing exciting, but they're kind of unique because I haven't seen anything with quite the same bulkheads on them. And so I decided I would make my own version of them. And the version I made is not exactly the same because the flat car I started with is not exactly the same. And I'm no master modeler when it comes to scratch building train cars, but I thought I would see what I can do. So what I did was I started with just a Athearn blue box flat car like this, and I had 3 of them that I'd bought for, well, a couple of them for $5 each, and one of them I actually got for free. So I figured they're a good thing to start with. So I just took a flat car like this, and then I went and, since I got a 3D printer for Christmas, I got into Blender and did a little bit of designing and came up with some bulkheads. Now I looked at these photos and I could see that the bulkheads look identical from one end to the other than one end has the brake wheel on it up high, the other end does not, and the end that has a brake wheel also has an extra ladder going up the end. So I created 2 versions of these bulkheads, one with a place to mount the brake wheel, one without. And then I took one of these flat cars and cut the brake wheel stand off of the end here and glued the bulkheads onto it. And put a little Algoma Central Bear logo up here. It's not quite the same as the one that's on here, but it's the closest I could find in size and in my collection. Put a couple of grab bars here, put a little ladder up the end here. The other side has a ladder as well, and then I put a ladder up the end here with the brake wheel glued on right there. The other thing I did was I also glued in some number 4 lead shot from my shotgun reloading days onto the bottom just to make the car heavier. And I have a stand-in for one of these cars. So I am going to now do the same thing with these 2. And the lettering, by the way, what I did with that was I printed it out on some water transfer inkjet or laser paper decal sheets that I got. But it was a clear thing, and of course my printer can't print out white. So what I did was I actually printed the lettering out as a black background with clear lettering, and then I just painted underneath. Before I put the lettering on, I painted the side of the car white, put the lettering on, and then painted around the edges. So hopefully I'll get some video of that and show you exactly what I did. It was kind of my stand-in for making my own lettering since I don't have a printer that prints white. And on black, you can get away with it. I know it's not exactly the same font and size as on the original cars, but for a stand-in car like this, I know it'll work. Now, you can tell on the flat cars that on the originals are actually just straight across, where mine has a drop center. But for now, I'm just going to have 3 of these so I can put them out on the layout and have something to stand in for these very common cars on the ACR. So that's my little project, and once I'm done all 3 of them, I can do some weathering to make them look a lot more realistic. So I got all 3 of the cars done, got the bulkheads on, got the ladders in place, got the grab irons on, got the lettering in place, painted, did some weathering on them. I'll put them here so you can maybe see them. I'll flip to the overhead camera. And for the lettering, what I did was I actually painted white patches on the side of the rail cars where the lettering was going to be. And this lettering that I did was I actually printed the black on it, but the letters will be clear once I do the water transfer over. And so then the white shows through the letters, and then I just painted everything else in black. And it kind of worked, but you notice there are some letters missing and things like that because the stuff is really, really thin, and it didn't seem to want to adhere to the car super well. Some places the paint bled underneath it and the letters got kind of blocked out and things like that. But that's okay, because if you look at the prototypes, a lot of the letters are hard to read anyway because of rust and dirt and years of use. So I just put some fairly heavy weathering on the things, and you know what? They look okay. Now, I know it's not exactly the right kind of a flat car to match the prototype, but for now, these will do as a good stand-in for these 40-foot bulkhead flat cars that the ACR used to use. So this was my project in the last couple of days. Thanks for watching. See you next time.